Before we start this video, we want to introduce ourselves first. So, my name is Abelina Chandra.
My name is Joyce Trisnavyono.
My name is Hans William Chandra.
My name is Rizja.
My name is Muhammad Fatirul Ahadi.
And we are from English Class 1. Without any further ado, let's get started with the video. Belitung is known as an exotic island with world-famous culture, arts, and culinary delights. This identity attracts many tourists and holds valuable stories, such as the story of Pak Bujang and Sling Sing East Belitung.
One day, in Sling Sing village, there lived a handsome and leading young man who seriously helped his parents in the fields. The young man's name was Purnama, and his daily task was to help his elderly parents. Purnama seriously carried out all this work for the sake of his parents' happiness, saying how loyal and devoted Purnama was. Sometimes tears couldn't help but fell from the eyes of both parents.
In the midst of their busy lives, Purnama's parents sometimes reminded Purnama to get married quickly. But when are you going to get married? You are old enough, said the father. Purnama answered respectfully, Yes, Dad, I will immediately look for a partner, but I don't know where my soulmate is. After saying that, Purnama moved away from his parents to get the water his mother needed.
One sunny morning, Purnama went to his field as usual. The farm is located under Mount Selumar, which was once decorated with shady forests. Near the forest lay a charming lake. The water was so clear, and in it there were a variety of fish that were astonishing in size. Even though as far as the eye could see, there was natural beauty and diversity of fauna around it. Not a single resident dared to choose to rest near the lake.
Purnama stepped steadily toward his garden, through the forest and past a lake located in the middle. Calm natural sounds accompanied Purnama's step, such as the ripples of water and the chirping of small birds. He felt relieved to be able to get rid of his tiredness for a moment on the edge of this lake.
However, he was surprised to hear a commotion as if there were people playing in the water nearby. Purnama looked around him, but there was no one inside. Is that voice just imaginary? Purnama whispered to himself. Despite this mystical incident, Purnama was not afraid. He was used to dealing with things like this. Finally, he continued his journey toward his garden. This morning, he was the only person already there. Purnama was busy with these activities, harvesting his garden and tending the land for the future planting.
One sunny morning, Purnama passed near his neighbor's house. You're up early in the morning, Pur, said his neighbor. Good morning too, sir. Yes, sir. I have a lot of work, answered Purnama with a smile. He then continued his work hoeing his field. After several hours of work, when the sun was high in the sky, Purnama felt tired and decided to rest near his small hut. In an instant, he fell asleep and entered the world of his dreams.
In his dream, Purnama saw 5 enchanting angels, different from the ordinary humans he knew. They smiled sweetly at him, making Purnama feel embarrassed. In this dream world, Purnama was treated like a king. However, suddenly a strong wind shook Purnama's body and woke him from his sleep. Like lightning striking, the beautiful dream disappeared instantly. Purnama felt sad because he had lost his dream. With a sad heart, he raised his head, realizing that it was already afternoon. He immediately cleared the crops from his field and continued his journey.
On the way home, Purnama felt very thirsty. His lips felt dry and his body was full of dust. He realized that he had to quickly clean himself and quench the thirst he felt. When Purnama crossed the lake, he decided to stop for a moment. For the harvest on the edge of the lake, Purnama felt attracted by the water which looked fresh and clear. Without thinking, he decided to climb down the cliff, which was not too steep to reach the edge of the lake. As soon as he arrived there, Purnama felt the coldness of the water washing his entire body, providing invaluable refreshment. He couldn't help but soak himself in the warmth and the beauty of this lake.
After some time of swimming, he began to hear laughter far. Who is there? Shouted Purnama. Hearing the scream, the angel laughter grew louder in his ears. Purnama rushed to look from search of the sound, and to his amazement he realized that the woman was not far from him. They were playing in the water, but strangely, when Purnama looked around, he realized that at the time there really was no one else except him and the angels.
The four women suddenly came to Purnama, invited him to come face to face. Purnama carefully agreed to their request. He stood in front of the most alluring female figure of the four, namely Princess Meranti. One of them asked Purnama, "Hey young man, what is your name?" Our princess asked. Full of anxiety, Purnama answered, "I am Purnama." One of the women said sarcastically, "How dare you step your feet in our palace?" Purnama was immediately shocked. "The palace?" he answered surprisingly.
With wide eyes, he realized that previously there was just a lake in the middle of the forest, but now it had turned into a sparkling palace, decorated with precious metals with beautiful gardens. Sorry, I didn't mean to be impudent. I'm just an ordinary person. I didn't mean to stall. Purnama said shakily in his apology.
The woman laughed at his answer. "No, young man, our princess likes you, and you will be her husband. Do you agree?" said the princess' friend. Because of his extraordinary liking, Purnama agreed to Princess Meranti's request. Purnama was so complacent and was no longer able to distinguish between the reality and the fantasy. All the effort he put in for his parents just disappeared.
Their marriage was celebrated with a lively party. At that time, the Merantic princess palace was filled with excitement and crowd. Purnama was treated properly as a prince. All his needs were met in abundance. However, Purnama also realized that some people in the palace felt different from the villagers. Despite this, Purnama continued to live happily in the palace.
Meanwhile, the villagers were still busy helping Purnama parents were searching for their missing child. It has been 20 years since Purnama disappeared, and the villagers have slowly forgotten about their search. Moreover, Purnama parents were no longer there. Selinsing village was also experiencing rapid change, with an increase in population and the growth of the market as a center of activity.
Once upon a time, there was a long dry season in Sing Sing village. All water source in the village dried up. So the villagers were forced to look for water from far away. Tired of facing drought, the village had proposed to the residents to cultivate a lake that had been avoided by them. Concerned about disaster in the village were the main reason for carrying out improvement to the lake. Finally, after the long discussion, the villagers agreed to process and restore the lake.
The next day, all the community leaders gathered together with the residents to offer prayers for safety and to avoid the danger. After the prayer was done, together they opened the lake to be cleaned. On the other hand, the palace of the princess and Purnama was shaken violently. The invisible population ran because of the ear-piercing prayers. Purnama could only hid behind a large monument which was actually a river rock. Princess Morantic was unable to protect her palace, so they disappeared somewhere. All that remained was Purnama, who was afraid and took refuge on a large rock.
One day, one of the residents accidentally found Purnama, who looked very weak and displaced. His one dashing appearance now only left him with a skinny body covered in skin. His hair had completely turned to white. Because of this, he was known as Pak Bujang. However, despite the passage of time, he never married.
From Pak Bujang's folklore, we can make several conclusions that we have to always be grateful in difficult situations and think twice before making decisions. We also have to remember that the real life is better choice than the unreal life because what we do depends on what we do in real life, not in unreal life.
Thank you for watching our story video. We hope you enjoy it and get inspired by it. Feel free to share this story with others. If you have questions or comments, don't forget to contact us. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next video. Bye!